The laughter hit the cafe like a thrown cup, sharp and careless, echoing off glass and steel in the bright afternoon light. At a corner table, a tired single father sat frozen, his hands wrapped around a chipped mug, while strangers stared and a bully enjoyed the sound of his own cruelty. No one knew that beneath the worn jacket and bowed head was a man whose past had been forged in silence, discipline, and movements learned where mistakes meant never coming home. This was the day the mocking would stop, though not in the way anyone expected. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and quiet strength, take a moment right now to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel Whisper Tales 3. Your support helps stories like this reach hearts that need them. The cafe was flooded with daylight, the kind that softened edges and made everything look safer than it really was. Haris Kamar chose the same seat every afternoon after picking up his son from school, a place near the window where the sun warmed the table and Ayaan could watch buses roll past while finishing homework. Haris lived a careful life now, measured in school schedules, grocery lists, and the weight of grief that never truly left. His wife had been gone for 3 years, taken by illness that moved faster than love could stop, and every day since then felt like a balancing act between being strong and being enough. He worked nights as a warehouse supervisor, slept when he could, and poured everything else into raising a boy who still asked why some moms never came back. That afternoon, Ayaan had spilled sugar across the table, his small hands trembling as he tried to clean it. Haris reached over, steadying him, whispering calm with a look alone. That was when Victor Hale noticed them. Victor was loud in the way insecure men often are, broad-shouldered, well-dressed, with a voice that filled rooms and demanded attention. He stood near the counter, laughing with friends, eyes narrowing as they landed on Haris and the child. The comments began as snickers, then grew bolder, fueled by the safety of numbers and the belief that no one would push back. Victor mocked the way Haris dressed, the tired slump in his shoulders, the presence of a child in a place meant for quick lunches and grown conversations. He mocked the idea of a man alone with a son, as if tenderness were weakness and exhaustion a joke. The cafe grew uncomfortable, the air thick with that familiar human hesitation, the moment when everyone waits for someone else to act. Haris felt the heat rise in his chest, not anger first, but shame, the old companion of loss. He focused on Ayaan, who had gone quiet, eyes fixed on the table, learning too early how unkind the world could be. Haris had learned control long ago. In another life, under another name, he had trained his body to respond before thought, to move with precision born of endless repetition. He had been part of a unit that did not exist on paper, where silence was survival and teamwork meant trusting someone with your last breath. But that life was behind him, folded away like a uniform kept at the back of a closet. He was a father now, not a weapon. So he stayed seated, breathing slow, grounding himself in the scrape of chairs and the hum of the espresso machine. Victor stepped closer, his shadow stretching across the table, words dripping with mockery about responsibility and failure. That was when Ayaan's chair tipped slightly, his balance thrown off by fear more than movement. Time did something strange then. The cafe noise dulled, the sunlight sharpened, and Haris moved. He rose, not fast in a way that looked dramatic, but smooth, economical, his body aligning as if guided by an internal compass. One hand caught the chair before it fell, the other steadied his son, placing him gently behind his leg. His stance shifted without thought, feet angled, weight balanced, eyes calm and alert. To anyone who knew, it was unmistakable, the posture of someone trained to protect at all costs. Victor's laughter died mid-breath. He had expected shouting, maybe tears, not this sudden, controlled presence that seemed to fill the space between them. Haris did not strike, did not raise his voice, did not threaten. He simply stood there, a quiet wall, his gaze steady and unflinching. The message was clear without words. This ends now. The cafe felt smaller, as if the walls leaned in to watch. Victor took a step back, bravado leaking away, replaced by something like doubt. He muttered, retreating toward his friends, who suddenly found their drinks very interesting. The bully who had fed on humiliation was exposed by dignity, undone by restraint. The manager hurried over, apologies spilling out, offering to call security, to make things right. Horace shook his head, the moment already passing. He knelt beside Ayan, brushing sugar from the table, meeting his son's eyes with a soft smile that said everything was okay. Around them, the café exhaled. A woman at the next table wiped her eyes. A man near the door nodded with quiet respect. Kindness had not been loud, but it had been powerful. They finished their drinks in the afternoon sun, the world settling back into its rhythm. Outside, Horace felt the familiar ache in his knees, the reminder of miles run under heavy packs, of nights spent watching horizons most people never see. He thought of the life he left behind, the brothers he lost, the promise he made to come home and live for more than survival. Raising Ayan was harder than any mission had ever been, because love carried risks no armor could stop. But moments like this, when he could protect his son without violence, reminded him why he chose this path. On the walk home, Ayan held his hand a little tighter. He did not ask questions. He did not need explanations. He had seen enough to understand that strength could be gentle, that standing up did not always mean striking back. Horace looked up at the wide blue sky, the day still bright, and felt something shift inside him, a loosening of the weight he carried. Maybe the world was still rough, still unfair, but there were pockets of grace, and sometimes, just sometimes, dignity was contagious. As this story draws close, if it touched your heart or reminded you of someone quietly carrying more than the world knows, please engage with this video. Your likes, shares, and comments help spread stories that honor courage without cruelty. And before the ending, a special request to comment below and share what kindness means to you or a moment when calm strength changed everything.